and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 for some more multiplayer racing. In this particular session, we are racing A-Class Civics and CRXs. Now, they could be from the various different generations, but they have to have their standard engine and they have to stay front-wheel drive. They have to have their standard driveline. And in A-Class, that means these are going to be pretty bloody fast. I mean, I've got 450-ish horsepower in my front-wheel drive Civic that weighs about 2,300 pounds. That's a massive power-to-weight ratio. That is a lot of power going through the front wheels. And there'll be plenty of cars with similar-looking power figures. In fact, I've spotted a couple already that are running rally tyres that'll have even more power than me, because I wanted the grip. I've tried rally tyre builds, front-wheel drive cars in A-Class, and I've not had much luck with them. The semi-slicks I've had better luck with. I do like front-wheel drive in Horizon. It can actually be very fast, especially in lower classes. A-Class, it's a little more difficult to make work, but I do think it's possible. I've driven a couple of fast front-wheel drives, and I've forgotten what they are at this particular moment. The memory eludes me, but yeah, we're going to see how this goes, really. So I have gone down the route of because I aim to have grip. I'm probably not going to be the grippiest car here. Someone will have it on slicks. I'm trying to go for a car that will work. So this is an all tarmac session, if you like. I've gone for a car that hopefully will work at all circuits. It'll be good in the slower speed stuff. It won't be too terribly slow at a straight line shadow. Tried to go around the outside, and there was just no room for that. We are on the outside of Indo, and that's lunatic move. Oh, we made it work. Well done, Indo, for holding that. That is a very tough place to put your car. Oh, we have got more grip through there. We are going to be on the outside at this final corner, though. We will give some space, and we will get the pass completed there. That was a manic opening lap. It's always going to be difficult when you're buried down the pack at the start. You're always going to have a lot of overtaking to do, but we've got it done. We're up to fourth. Can we chase after the vehicles at the front, really? It's Civic from CRX from Civic. I can't quite figure. I think it's one of the more modern Civics leading the way. I think Sylvia is driving the same Civic as me, and I don't remember all the bloody codes for them. EP3, is that what this one is? I think I've remembered that one correctly. But, yeah, we will be flat through there. No problem at all. We will have a little break. I didn't know how much front-end grip I was going to have. We didn't really get to test it on the first lap through there. We do have pretty good front-end grip for the chicane. And if these two start fighting each other, second may be on the cards if we can get everything right. That's the hope, at least. It's who's going to have more straight-line speed. This track pretty well balanced. I do like this circuit. Pretty good balance between power and cornering required. Jesus, I've just seen a lap time from this Civic. This is monstrously quick. So, I don't know lap times in classes for very many tracks. I do know around here. And on the first flying lap to be at a 1 minute point 6, that is very fast. It's a lot faster than a lot of the other cars I've driven around here. So, for a general car, this is a quick A-Class vehicle. It just seems like we've got a lot of quick cars in this race. That sort of lap time would, be up amongst some of the fastest lap times we've seen in other classes. And there goes the missed checkpoint. It happens a lot at that chicane. And I'm going to guess they were pushing, desperately trying to catch the CRX and just could not quite make that one work. Can we... We're better than the CRX in places. It outruns us down the straights. Although I'm pretty sure both the CRX and the Civic at the front are both on rally tyres. So they will have a power advantage. We will, in theory, have a grip advantage over them. But they are making it work for them at the moment. I can't say I've necessarily had the best of laps myself. It would be a little scruffy in places. This start to this lap is better for me. And then we're going to, all that, that time we've just gained has gone away as we run down the hill. They outrun us. I'm going to guess that CRX should be flat through here. I imagine most of the cars will be, but it's close to not. Actually, I had a little lift. Not because I couldn't make the corner, but because I wanted to set up for the chicane better, which we did. So, yeah, there was more of a try and position my car for the next corner as to why we weren't a bit flat through there. This lap feels very quick, actually. It's quick. The problem is, though, we can catch and catch and catch and catch, and then the CRX is just going to vanish the second we get on this part of the lap, which is frustrating. I mean, Steve at the front is probably pulling away a little bit. It's not by a huge amount. It's just generally very quick car. This is in a video, this is the closest I've got to something going sub 1 minute around here, and it's a front-wheel drive Honda that I thought would be good. I just didn't necessarily expect it to... I thought it'd be good within this class. I didn't realise it was going to be just this good overall. Even if we have another stunning lap, we're not going to be close enough to do anything against the CRX unless it makes a little mistake. I probably only need a little tap on the brakes through there. It's all about, for me, it's all about trying to get into the chicane nicely, get out of it with as much speed as I can. But even carrying that momentum, it's just not enough. Oh, that was a dive, and that's a mess. At the end of the day, that is a mess of the final corner. It was worth a go. That was kind of the do or die line. At the end of the day, I don't think whichever way we went, it wasn't really going to catch the CRX. It was just flinging it at with some speed. I mean, I'm happy with the car. Can't really fault the car too much in that one. We got up to third. We were just about keeping pace with the cars ahead. What were the lap times? Yeah, 4:59.6. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Me and the CRX are very similar. We gain our lap speed in different ways, but very, very similar. We weren't catching the car at the front. I mean, we weren't a million miles off. I'm really pleased with that car. Yeah, that's a seriously quick lap time. It's just there are other cars that are able to essentially match that or go even faster. It's a good start. It's on the podium at least. We head to the Plaza circuit for our next race. I'm a little worried about two things. Street furniture, which I'm always worried about, but around here street furniture is definitely a concern. My suspension could be another one. We're on race suspension. It's very low to the ground. I've had a couple of cars have issues with running over the curbs and the bumps. This is not the bumpiest circuit, but there are a couple of very important corners that are quite bumpy, which I'm a little bit nervous about, shall we say. I don't know how this is going. Sometimes you'll get away with it. Some of the race cars are fine with it. Other vehicles, less so. We will see how this one fares shortly, really. We can get a good, clean start, which we do. There's a little bit of understeer out wide. To be expected, cold tyres, very high-powered cars. I said relatively high-powered for front-wheel drive cars. Ooh. Not making that corner. Someone threw a lamppost at me. It was an ambitious... Well, we actually did get away with the corner in the end. Oh, God. Right. Out of ghost mode at an awkward time, but we are free. So, it is 3 of the same Civics leading the way. I've got lots of understeer through there. Yeah, tyres are cold. Really notice it in this. By the end of the last race, the car was great. And I'm driving my car like it was at the end of the last race, and this is just not quite there yet. Need to readjust everything slightly, and then, oh god, in the really twisty stuff, we aren't perhaps quite as good as we were at the faster circuit, but let's see what we can do. Ooh, me and Shadow both struggling around here. I'm surprised how much I'm struggling with the car, if I'm honest. By the end of the stadium circuit, we were going very quickly. This feels like a complete different, almost animal to drive. Oh, that's a curb. Although that curb there, doesn't matter what suspension you're on, that's the curb that wants to murder you. Right, we've had a really scruffy first lap. Could have and should have been way better, that one. Sylvia is to the inside, thinks about it, can't quite make it. Turned a little bit too soon, actually, and bumped the wall down there. Easy mistake to make. Through there. Okay, so I'm not bad over the bumps down here. That's good news. That is helpful to know. I'm going to brake a little bit earlier. Try and get my car stopped and turned. Oh, still struggling through there. Now, the rally-tired cars are perhaps going to struggle a little bit more. They have a lot of power, and we'll probably be struggling to put that down. I'm really struggling to put it down in this, to be honest. Really struggling around this circuit. My car does not feel great here. I wonder if Shadow may be on slick tyres as opposed to the semi-slicks. Not sure on that one. Could explain where some of the corner grips from, because we were very, very fast in that opening race. Here, though, yeah, we are just a handful at the moment, and Shadow is starting to pull away a little bit. The CRX has got itself up to 4th. Right, let's just calm it down. Let's just take a little bit more caution into these corners, and we'll try and get on the power as soon as we can. And see what we can really do with this. Shadow with some big understeer now. Yeah, it's going to be a case of let's keep it neat and tidy. No more mistakes. We've had a good end to this second lap, actually. We've improved. We pulled away from Sylvia there. Don't even want to start looking at the lap times for the moment. Let's just figure out, I think about 125 maybe is good around here. The 2 tracks I vaguely know. The Stadia and very vaguely know this one. This has been not a good start. We ended up in the gutters. I cannot match the pace of Shadow, and in trying to, I run the risk of overdriving the car and getting myself into trouble. Basically, it's difficult. Because it's not that bigger a gap, right? Shadow makes one little run wide moment, one little error, and we will be right there. So we've got to keep pushing to a degree. But I don't want to overdrive the car and end up having that be, lots of understeer as I tried to get on the power. Well, it's more wheel spin than understeer, I think, at that point. Yeah, I want to be close enough to profit if Shadow makes a mistake, but I don't want to miss a checkpoint just overdriving my car. And the CRX is now up to a 3rd place. Are we going to be vulnerable to car behind? Maybe, as we head towards the final lap of the race, and not being as good a lap this one. Shadow has made a gap to us there. We will try and slow it down for the final corner. It's a good final corner from us as Pebbles out wide through there. Yeah, one more time around this circuit. It's a tough circuit. A lot can go wrong between now and the end of the race. That was too much on the inside through the street furniture. All the front wheel drives are struggling a little bit around this track. You get a lot of power understeer from these cars, and downside for the Civics, downside for all of these cars compared to perhaps some other front wheel drives, they do not have very big tyres. I think it's only 235s I have on this, which is, yeah, they're not the biggest tyres in the world to try and put 440 horsepower and do the steering and do most of the braking and everything. You're asking a huge amount of your car. So it's perhaps not a big surprise that the vehicle might struggle. The CRX has gone. I don't know what happened. Might have missed a checkpoint or something. No, it's just slipped back to 4th, so lost out to the other Civic. What on earth can I do here? I mean, it's been a better final lap again from me. I think we've kind of just held Shadow in this place where it's kind of close, but certainly not close enough to be looking for an overtaking manoeuvre here. Be patient around this corner. Get on the throttle. Is actually quite good through there as well. I feel like this final lap I've almost got it together. I wish I'd been able to do that from the start in this, because I think there could have been a pretty good shout for us had we been able to. Yeah, we've had a really good final lap. Outside of turn 1, I made a bit of a mess of turn 1. But otherwise, it's been a good final lap. Shadow will take victory. Yeah, we're across the line in 2nd. I couldn't do anything. I chased and it was just out of reach. Just out of reach. Yeah. Bloody hell, the CRX was quick. CRX was mighty fast. Let's say that. We're only talking a few tenths between a bunch of us, but yeah, I could not match. I just couldn't match the pace of the leader. A shame. It was a fun race. I think it was a different kind of race. There wasn't overtaking every corner, but yeah, it was a good race. I just couldn't quite. I think if I hadn't messed up turn 1, I think a 25 is probably possible with my car. So I think we could have been there or thereabouts. Definitely the 04 Civic was a good call for that race. We are off to the Tierra Prospera circuit for our next race. A high-speed track, this one. Lots of kind of fast-flowing corners. So you want a certain amount of grip. I suspect the CRX and the 2016 Civic are going to be very quick here. If they were fast at the Stadia circuit, it's likely to translate here. My car should also be fairly good. Again, we're quick at admittedly, I am better at a Stadia than I am here, but if my car was working there, I would expect it to work fairly well here. We will have more straight line speed than any of the slick shod cars, and we're pretty good in the corners. We're not the best in the corners, but we're certainly not bad. I think I've got to be careful while I get my car, almost when I get the tyres up to temperature and everything. I seem to struggle on the first lap. We certainly did at the Plaza circuit. So you can see the difference. Oh, that's a bad place to come out, Ghost Boy. See the difference in straight line speed between us and the rally-tired cars. Now, admittedly, the rally-tired, I'm gonna be a bit sneaky and repass. I suspect it's not going to last long. So we will have more grip than those rally-tired vehicles, because the PI, the PI will allow us. The tyres will take up more PI, so we will have the grip in the corners. The rally-tired cars, they will be able to use that PI for engine parts. They'll be faster straight line, but ultimately can't quite carry as much speed in turns. I'll make the most of the opportunities where I can, but I simply cannot match that car in a straight line. Neither can I match the CRX. Oh, might have left that a bit too late on the brakes through there. We'll get away with it, but yeah, could have been faster, definitely, through turn one. Ooh, did not intend on having a look. Oh, and I got a load of understeer as I tried to put the power down. That's my bad as well, I think. We are now 3 wide. Yeah, I could be so late on the brakes down there. I wasn't even intending on making an overtaking maneuver at that moment in time. It was just we were braking where I would normally. We're going to do like a triple cutback, and now they're going to cut back on me. It's been an absolute mess through a few corners, and, well, we're going to come out in second. I suspect Steve is about to come flying past, although he's been a little bit boxed out by Sylvia there. Never mind, go on, Pink Civic. I can't really fight you down this bit, so we're just going to not bother. I'm going to just focus on getting the braking right for the next corner. Oh dear. Pink Civic, hello. Don't mind me. It's very busy. It's continuing to be very busy. Right, you go chase after CRX, and you two go and cause each other issues, and then me and Red Honda can... Oh god, there's all of the... Oh, there's all of us now lining up back here. Sylvia, you'll be very lucky if you didn't miss a checkpoint through there, because that was very far on the inside, and they did miss a checkpoint. And there we go. That's unfortunate. There was plenty of space. I left plenty of space there, unless there was a little bit desync. Does happen sometimes. If there was, I apologise, but that is unfortunate. Right there for what was shaping up to be an absolutely manic battle at the front. Now, can we sort out this corner up here properly ourselves is the question. Most of the time we've been dive bombing cars, kind of unintentionally, well, a little bit unintentionally. I mean, it's been intentional to overtake them, but sometimes we come from a lot further back because we just have the braking performance in this car. It's very light as well. It's very light, not as light as the CRX, but about 2,400 pounds, I think this thing is. It'll be a lot lighter than Steve's Civic. That's a lot of understeer. God damn, if you get it slightly wrong with this car, it seems to... When I get a lap together, it's very quick. It seems to be very easy to just ever so slightly outbrake yourself, and it's very difficult to recover because there's so much power, there's so much on-power understeer in this. You've got to be absolutely perfect with it, which I'm, funnily enough, not. And, yeah, we just kind of struggle a little bit to make the most of the car's strength. It clearly is quite quick, this one. I mean, we're keeping... Shadow at bay, not really gaining anything. The CRX may be pulling away a smidge that lap. It looks like, yeah, oh, that's a whoop. Never mind. Looks like, yeah, the CRX will pull away, and no one's really got an answer for that here. We do not have, I mean, we could repass Steve in some of the corners because we do have much better brakes and much better handling. However, we're always losing out on like the run up the hill here, for example. Now, let's actually slow you down properly through here. Our lap time's not going to be garbage, but it's not quite going to be quick enough, essentially. It was mid-race was absolutely manic. We had way too many cars trying to fit into the road. I think we fought about as much as we could have done with that. Yeah, there might be a 105 in that car, but yeah, third place probably about as good as we were really ever going to get out of that one. I just cannot match the top two cars. I was sort of expecting that, though, a little bit going into that one. We hold on to third. It's another podium. That's something, at least. But yeah, we'll move on to the next one. We will keep hopeful that our Civic will come good somewhere. I'm not quite sure where, But let us be hopeful. We are off to the lookout circuit for our next race. Oh, we're a long way back around here. This is a more technical circuit. There are a couple of straights, although I think in these cars they're going to struggle a bit. Power cars, I think, will struggle. Oh, let's see, power cars, we're using very relative terms here, because we're probably all quite similarly built. But because we're front-wheel drive, I think some of these cars are maybe going to... the more speedy cars are going to struggle around these corners, especially the final sector. It's very tight, very technical, and they will perhaps struggle to use their power for a bit because, you know, the understeer and so on. We'll see how it pans out, though. You never quite know. It is a fairly decent start for us as we head up towards this never-ending corner. I mean, we struggled to catch Shadow around the Plaza circuit, so that car may well be quick again around here. Again, especially will be in that final sector. We've already understeered and bumped the wall. Look, we've got to get, if we get out of the way early on, right? We're not going to bump another. Well, actually, do I bother saying that? I don't believe that personally. So, you know, I'd like to. It'd be great if I could. Go around the rest of this race without bumping another wall, but chances are we're going to understeer at some point in a battle and clonk a wall. It's looking very busy through here. We are up alongside... Oh god, it's all got busy. Up alongside Indo. Can we duck underneath for the exit here? No, not quite. There was a gap in there, it just couldn't quite get to it. We've got the speed to pass one. Have we got the speed to pass another? Maybe into turn one. We've got to be a little careful, but it looks like we will get that position as well. Bit of understeer mid-corner. Car behind gives us a hurry-up bump. Well, I mean, I don't know if I more got put into that wall. We were trying to avoid understeering into a wall again. I feel like we were quite largely assisted into that. Not intentional. I think that car can just carry a lot more corner speed. It just doesn't have the straight line speed that we do. Into this final section we go. Now, this is where me and Shadow should, in theory, be catching the lead pair. What's helped them out is that they've started on the front row and haven't had to deal with any traffic or any problems such as that. Like the Plaza circuit, me and Shadow started up towards the front, and this time around it's a different story. We have got a great run out of that final corner. We have put our power down. Shadow's got some straight line speed, never mind. Fair enough. That thing has just shot off away from us. We will not get that corner right in the slightest. I was actually expecting the car ahead to be more grip-based than we were, but it certainly flew out of the final corner. Right, what can we do around here? I don't think we're catching the leaders. This has really just become a battle for third place here. Little close on the brakes. There was a little lock-up there from us on the way through there. Oh, missed checkpoint for Steve. Steve has dropped down the order. Shadow's... I was so busy following. I got sucked into that trap of follow the car in front, and Shadow cut the inside way too much, and we were just following. And we ended up not quite cutting as much, but I was committed to a weird line through there. Right, the understeer into this corner is always going to be pretty great. Can we get on the power? Just a lift through there. We do get on the power nicely. Now, chase down the car in second. I mean, we're on the podium. That's something. I don't think we're a million miles away from the CRX in terms of lap pace. We gain our speed differently around here, but oh, that's a really... Well, the brakes are difficult to get right with this car. That's another moment of real fear from me as we were looking for somewhere to... Oh, Shadow got understeer mid-corner while we were stuck on the outside. We do get the move. I think Shadow realised all of a sudden I was on the outside and lifted a little bit mid-corner. That will work for me. That will put us up a position. So, yeah, we're good through places on this circuit. We're not great everywhere. At least the braking is really, really struggling getting that one right with this car. It's really easy to lock up. The battles cost us a little bit of time in terms of... or in relation to the CRX, I should say, but we were never really catching that. It was never really on the cars. We lost too much time early on, so any sort of hope of catching that car, I think, was long gone. That's better under brakes. Oh, into this final section. Still a little dicey. We're still pushing it quite hard, which maybe we shouldn't be pushing it. I mean, we've got to make sure we don't get beaten by Shadow. We know that thing will out-drag us to the line, but we did have a decent-sized gap, I think. Yeah, it's going to be more than safe enough. It'll be a second place. I can't complain too much. Good race. Had a sort of chased down Shadow. I, again, didn't really have an answer for the top two. I think we were a bit closer here, perhaps, than we have been. No, not really. Not really for the CRX. We were close with Steve's Civic. Couldn't really, after the missed checkpoint, couldn't really power its way through the field. Did run out of laps, but yeah, didn't quite have an answer for the CRX. But again, it was another great race, another good fun battle in the kind of climbing our way forward. I'll take it. For our final race, we head to the festival circuit. I have a feeling this will be a battle for third once again. The two rally-tied cars, I think, are going to be just too fast down the straights at this particular track. I mean, yeah, sure, through the corners we might be able to put up a bit of a fight, but I think it's unlikely. I don't think we're going to be quick enough. The battle for third should be quite an interesting one between pretty much the 04 Civics, I think, of... all of us have got the 304 Civics have been very consistently close together. If we can get a good start and make the most of Ghost Mode, if we could get ourselves up to second, that would be great. And then we'll probably spend the rest of the race fighting with Shadow, depending on how this all pans out. There goes. Oh, there is the pink Civic. So we know it's going to struggle a little bit for grip, of course. Simply not going to have the same grip that we have, but it's a monster down the straights. I'm almost not too fussed about it. It's kind of in a little bit of a different league. Around this circuit especially, I feel like we have less of a chance than any of the other ones almost. So if it does find a way past, like we've got back past it. We have a good run, but Shadow's just got too much straight line speed for us. Don't quite know how I've, again, completely unintentionally managed to build the handling car. It wasn't really what I was going for here, but it's how it's ended up, regardless, in this particular battle. Oh, get slowed down through here. A lot of understeer. That tight line on the entrance is not what we were needing. Although side by side into the final corner is not really great. Sylvia is going to brave that one out. Very, very, very brave. Very well managed. Both of us got through there. It's going to be 3 wide in the 04 Civics. There were Shadow backed out. That was what I was looking for. Busy concentrating on getting through turn 1. Probably for the best, because 3 wide was never likely to work. Sylvia's ducked underneath. Can't quite hold it. We're trying to close the door heading up towards the bridge, which we can now do. But of course, we defend like this, we're just going to make ourselves slow. We take a tight line. We take a wonky line. We're slow on the exit. Although Sylvia also very slow on the exit. Now we've got... Oh, crap. Now we've got Steve's Civic coming to join the party. Although that's then lost out to all the cars at the hairpin. So we're managing to irritate Steve at this point. I think that car and the CRX are probably a bit faster than us around this circuit. But for the moment, we're able to annoy them. Just with grip. And it's only going to last so long, I think. But we'll keep annoying with grip for as much as we can. We will have a little tap on the brakes through the final corner. It works. Steve is past Sylvia, and Shadow's going to have a look to the inside for third now. Unfortunately, it looks like I am the last defender against against that Civic. Oh no. Don't know if I'm going to have enough grip to hold it off. We'll fight. We'll fight as much as we can here for it. The CRX has fallen away by the looks of it. I don't know whether it missed a checkpoint or just not working at this track. It does happen sometimes. I'm going to guess missed checkpoint, seeing it's down in 7th. And it was with this group at one point. Where is... I mean, the pass is going to maybe come... It's going to come on the exit of the hairpin, and that's the problem, is I can't really defend the exit. I can carry as much speed as possible. What we really want is Sylvia to be having a look for a way past. Because now I'm going to have to start compromising my own line as Steve is having a look. Not going to really be able to do much through there on an outside line. May well beat me to the final corner. We'll try and fight it as much as I possibly can. Yeah, Steve does not have the grip to get that across and turned in. So we will hold on, but it's It's desperation clinging on at the moment, basically, here. We will park it on the apex. We should be able to jump on the power maybe a little bit sooner. We do. Now towards the bridge. Again, desperation defensive tactics. Okay, not desperation, but this is just pure defensive tactics at the moment from me. We park it on the inside, try and make it difficult for the car with less grip to get past. Try and make it difficult for them to take the line they want to, basically. We know it's unlikely to be able to dive bomb to the inside, right? It's unlikely to have the brakes or grip to ever make that stick. And if we can keep backing Steve up long enough, Sylvia might join in and find a way past and slow down Steve. Well, we were going for, again, maybe it wasn't an intentional brake check, but I think I misjudged slightly where I needed to be on the brakes. It's going to be exactly the same as last lap. Can Steve get through final corner quick enough? I think we might have lost out here unless Steve makes a mistake. I don't think we're going to be close enough. Oh, it's a huge dive from us here. It's such a big dive. That is throwing a lot at them there. Can't believe that worked. I think Steve may have lifted a little bit on the exit. Oh, we're going to do it again. We're going to do another lap now. We've got to try his desperate hold on time. We are going to be struggling on the exit here. Yeah, I could not get the front end turned in. Where is that pink car? It's coming. It's still there. It's going to go the long way around at the hairpin. We will hold it out wide. I think it's going to cut back underneath us for the exit. It's there. We will chop. Well, I know we've got to defend. I've got no other chance but to drive the most defensive, and that was maybe a little. It was right on the limit as far as like chopping across the nose of a car goes. Steve's a bit further back this time around. It's gonna be side by side through this final corner. I think Steve's tried to go for a cutback. Won't do it. We will hold on to take victory. Oh, what a race. Bloody hell. What a race. I mean, did we deserve the victory? Oh, I don't think we weren't the quickest car there. If the CRX was a second a lap quicker, admittedly, we were spent the entire race looking backwards and defending, so we could probably be a bit faster. But yeah, I think the CRX and Steve's more modern Civic were quicker, but we made the widest, the most difficult to pass car. I can't believe I held on for that one, if I'm honest. The dive at turn 1 was, well, but it got us back past. That was probably the most critical pass I've ever done. I'll be the first to admit we were on the limit of what was fair. I think we were the right side of the limit. We were definitely very aggressive on that one. I think we were just about on the right side of the limit. But yeah, bloody hell, that was a good race. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Didn't have the fastest car here. Though I say that, I didn't have the fastest car here, but some of the cars in here were damn fast for A-Class, that is for sure. Oh, bloody hell. Well, there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up and take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.